The Kolkata Literary Meet is in its 4th year now and is a much looked forward to fixture in the Kolkata Literary Diary. I have with me today Malavika Banerjee, who is the director of the festival, and she's here to tell us more about the event and its lineup. Thank you for joining us, Malavika.
Welcome, and thank you for having me with you.
So I wanted to ask about Kalam and its journey. It's in its 4th year, so how has it evolved?
I hope it's evolving. So we started in 2012 at the book fair, the Calcutta Book Fair, and it was a very hurried job because we were given the job of the project just 4 months before the festival, and it just worked out in this very magical way where we had Vikram Seth, Shunil Gangubadhyay, and a wonderful mix of Bangla and English writers and speakers. So that gave us a template which we've been trying to build on with every successive year. Last year we moved to the Victoria Memorial, which I guess that's the most beautiful venue of any literature festival in India, because I don't see anyone besting with the Victoria Memorial. So that gave it a different dimension, and it's now in the heart of the city, which helps. So this year we've tried to work on literary trends that have evolved through the year, like the memoirs that have been coming out right through 2014, a bit about the elections, economy, and then writers we don't generally see at literature festivals in India have also, they're the ones I'm really excited about. They're part of the festival as well.
Yeah, so I'm moving on to that, about your lineup. It's fabulous, from Ruskin Bond to Rajdeep Sardesai. So can you tell us a little bit more about the writers that you've managed to bring together for this event?
Yes, Ruskin Bond has been a 4-year project because he's a little nervous about traveling outside Missouri, and he's not somebody who readily comes to a public forum like a literature festival. So it's taken me 4 years to convince him, but I'm sure what we'll see in the next week will kind of justify that effort. And people like Rajdeep Sardesai, as I mentioned, these were the books, memoirs. It's also a personal take on the media, the interaction and dynamics between politicians and journalists. So that fitted into our memoir the session, or the whole segment on memoirs. So I'm pretty excited about that as well. And there are many other sessions which I'm excited by, like the Polish poets who are coming. They're very eminent poets. And I think part of the literary meets effort is to highlight writers whom we typically don't see in festivals. And also the question is, who's coming? Who are the writers? So if I say the names of 4 writers, they'll say, who are the big names? Right. Which reads as, who are those people we see on television, cinema, or are associated with the Hindi film industry? They add immeasurably to a festival, but the festival cannot only be about them. So one has to always keep in mind that there are big names and there are other names who are actually quite big but may not be as intensely projected in the media.
Okay. We've got a session on the 25th. We're launching our book, What the Jaguar Knows We Don't Know. Just kind of hold that up a little bit. And it's being launched by Javed Akhtar himself, and Rahul Bose, and Rita Kejriwal, and Joanna Rakoff, and Amir Bashir, all in conversation. So that looks to be quite... Can you tell us a little bit about that session?
Yes, it's called Narratives Lost on the Information Highway. And it's about the nature of knowledge, as the title of the biennial suggests. So we are a generation which has information in our personal devices at our fingertips. So we hear about anything, we quickly Google, we read the wiki page, and we feel empowered by knowledge. But is this the only form of knowledge? Are there some narratives, some stories? They don't have to be grim stories about marginalized societies. They could be wonderful stories about living in nature, with nature in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, where Rahul works. Or it could be the world of, the lost world of publishing and editing which Joanna Rakoff has captured so wonderfully in her memoir, My Salinger Year. Or it could be Amir about his experience making the film Harud, and the whole experience of mobile phones coming a little late to Jammu and Kashmir. So the nature of knowledge, is it just information, or is there something deeper which we occasionally miss in our quest for just data? So that's the session actually. I keep warning, it sounds more grim than it is going to be. So I'd love lots of people to come.
Okay, no, it's going to be a fantastic session, I'm sure. You've touched on this before, but what are your personal highlights that you're looking forward to?
I feel very wary to mention these because immediately, whenever I mention personal favorites, then a few other writers make calls feeling unloved.
Okay.
So,
we won't.
But I will take the risk, and there's one session called Tahadir Lekha in Bangla, which is Tista Das and Monoranjan Bapari. He's a Bangla Academy Award winner. And I'm very excited about that particular session because, again, it's a voice we don't typically see at a literary meet. I'm excited by another Bengali session about the future of Bengali and indeed many vernacular languages in India, which are increasingly being forced to lapse back into English for words and descriptions. So the dynamics between, digitized language, English and a vernacular. So that is the great Gautam Bhadro. So those are my two favorite Bangla sessions. In English, the Polish poets are one session I'm excited by. I'm happy to get Malavika Banerjee to the festival for the first time. So there's a lovely session called Family Album about personal memoirs and photographs, how they are part of a country's history as well. So we have Daman Singh, Dr. Manmohan Singh's daughter, with her memoir on her parents, and Malavika talking about her photographs.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. So we'll see you there on the 25th for our session, and we'll see you from the 23rd to the 27th for the whole of the festival. And please do spread the word.
Yes, and no passes required, just turn up.
Excellent.